Welcome to my channel Worldwise. Am I the only one that didn't know how quickly a routine flight can turn into a fight for survival? On August 24, 2001, Air Transat Flight 236 departed Toronto for Lisbon, carrying 293 passengers and 13 crew. The red-eye flight soared into the night, the hum of engines promising a smooth journey. Families and tourists settled in, the cabin lights dimmed, and the crew began their service. The Airbus A330 climbed to 39,000 feet, gliding over the endless dark Atlantic. Passengers watched movies, read or tried to sleep, unaware of anything unusual. The pilots, seasoned professionals, monitored their instruments. Everything appeared normal. The weather was clear, the engine steady, and the flight path took them far from land, as is standard for transatlantic routes. For hours it was a picture of routine air travel. Yet deep within the aircraft, a hidden problem was brewing. The safety of all on board depended on the crew and the reliability of their machine. Tonight that trust would be tested in unimaginable ways. The passengers, wrapped in blankets and dreams of Portugal, had no idea what was coming. The pilots watched their glowing screens, confident in their aircraft. But beneath the calm, a crisis was quietly taking shape. The first hours passed uneventfully, but the night would soon take a dramatic turn. The routine flight was about to become a fight for survival, and no one on board could have predicted what was about to unfold. In the cockpit, Captain Robert Piech, a veteran with over 16,000 flight hours, sat beside First Officer Dirk de Jager, a skilled co-pilot with nearly 5,000 hours. Together they formed a confident team, well-versed in the Airbus A330-200, a modern, highly automated jet. The A330's glass cockpit displayed all vital information on digital screens, and its fly-by-wire system made it one of the safest aircraft in the sky. Two powerful Rolls-Royce engines and multiple backup systems provided layers of safety. The pilots trusted their aircraft completely. Pre-flight checks were normal, takeoff was smooth, and the climb to cruising altitude uneventful. They settled in for the long ocean crossing, monitoring autopilot and systems. Their job was to watch, communicate, and be ready for anything. The A330 was only 2 years old, equipped with the latest technology. Redundancy was built into every system. If one failed, another would take over. Captain Piech and First Officer de Jager had every reason to expect a routine flight. But soon, their skills would be tested as never before. The trust between pilot and machine would be pushed to its limits. They were professionals at the top of their game, but even the best prepared crew can face the unexpected. And tonight, the unexpected was about to arrive. 4 hours into the flight, a warning appeared: high oil pressure and low oil temperature in the right engine. The readings didn't make sense. Usually, these two don't occur together. The pilots suspected a faulty sensor, not an emergency. They checked manuals and called maintenance control in Montreal. The engineers on the ground were also puzzled, suspecting a sensor glitch. The engine ran smoothly, with no vibrations or strange noises. The advice: monitor the situation and continue as planned. The pilots stayed vigilant, knowing even minor anomalies over the ocean are serious. Passengers slept, unaware of the cockpit's growing concern. The crew kept calm, but unease was building. The contradictory readings offered no clear diagnosis. The pilots hoped the issue would resolve or clarify itself. But the problem was real, and about to escalate. Every decision mattered, with land hours away. The first warning was just the beginning. Something was wrong, and time would soon reveal the truth. An hour later, a new warning: fuel imbalance. The right wing tanks were draining much faster than the left. The pilots suspected a fuel leak in the right engine or its lines. Following procedure, they opened the crossfeed valve to balance the fuel. Unknowingly, this fed fuel from the left tanks into the leak, worsening the loss. Instead of solving the problem, they accelerated it, now losing fuel from both wings. The fuel gauges dropped rapidly, far faster than normal. The realization hit: this wasn't a sensor error or simple imbalance. They had a major fuel leak far from land. The puzzle had become a full-blown emergency. The pilots faced a critical situation with precious minutes slipping away. The passengers remained oblivious, but the crew knew the stakes. The fight for survival had begun. The cockpit grew tense as the fuel gauges plummeted. The pilots quickly closed the cross-feed valve, but much fuel was already lost. Calculations showed they couldn't reach Lisbon, or even the nearest major airport. Their only hope: Lajes Field, a military airbase on the Azores, over 200 nautical miles away. Captain Peach turned the plane south and declared an emergency. Air traffic control cleared the airspace and provided vectors to Lajes. The question, would they make it before running out of fuel? Flight attendants prepared the cabin for a possible emergency landing. Passengers were told to don life vests, fear spreading through the cabin. The calm atmosphere vanished, replaced by anxiety and uncertainty. The crew kept the full truth from passengers to avoid panic. Every second counted as the plane raced toward the tiny island. The fate of everyone on board hung in the balance. The pilots focused on their dwindling options. The vanishing fuel left no room for error. The race to Lajes Field was desperate. At 150 miles out, the right engine died, starved of fuel. Captain Peach kept the plane steady on one engine, but the remaining fuel was running out. 13 minutes later, the left engine flamed out too. The cockpit fell silent. The A330 became a glider. Emergency lights flickered on as the main power failed. The ram air turbine deployed, providing minimal power for essential controls. Captain Peach took manual control, flying the world's heaviest glider in darkness over the ocean. The crew had one last chance to reach land. The passengers sat in near darkness, fear mounting. The pilot's training and composure were all that stood between life and disaster. With no engines, every decision was critical. The glider's descent began, a silent, tense fall toward the Azores. The odds were daunting, but hope remained. The final approach to Lajes would decide everything. The silence was terrifying. No engine noise, just the wind. Passengers clung to each other, bracing for a possible ocean ditching. In the cockpit, Captain Peach focused on glide speed, stretching every mile. First Officer deJager managed communications and navigation. As they neared Terceira, they realized they were too high for a direct landing. Captain Picha executed sharp turns to lose altitude, a risky maneuver in a powerless jet. The runway lights appeared, a beacon in the darkness. There was no second chance. The approach had to be perfect. The landing gear was lowered by gravity, with no engine power for hydraulics. The plane touched down fast, tires screeching and bursting under the strain. Emergency brakes brought the jet to a halt, just short of the runway's end. Relief and disbelief swept through the cabin. Against all odds, they had made it. Emergency crews rushed in, evacuating everyone safely. Miraculously, there were no fatalities and only minor injuries. The impossible glide had ended in survival. The crew's skill had averted disaster. Flight 236's ordeal was over, but its legacy was just beginning. The safe landing of Flight 236 stunned the world. Investigation revealed a maintenance error. A mismatched part caused a fuel line to rupture. The incident led to changes in Airbus manuals and software, improving fuel leak detection. Airlines revised procedures to prevent similar mistakes. Captain Peach and First Officer deJager were hailed as heroes for their skill and calm under pressure. Their 75-mile powerless glide remains the longest in passenger jet history. The story became a legend in aviation, a testament to human skill in the age of automation. The industry learned vital lessons, making future flights safer. The crew received numerous awards for their airmanship. Flight 236's ordeal is a reminder, even with advanced technology, pilots are the ultimate safety system. The passenger's survival was a miracle of teamwork and training. The legacy of that night endures in every safe flight today. In the darkest moments, skill and courage can still make all the difference. Watch my next video now.